Hey guys, thanks for checking in here at the Sixth Gear Garage. Today, I'm going to give you a general update on the progress of my new garage, as well as my latest vehicle purchase. Not bad for 50 bucks. So let's ignore the giant elephant there in the middle of the room for a second. And if you remember where I left off last time, this garage was packed full. A lot of that stuff has been moved into the house and into the basement, and I actually have a lot more room in here today because this is my wife's spot right here, and the Acura and the Civic EG are both parked outside in the driveway. So I'll give you a quick walk through here. Main thing is just getting stuff off the floor. You know, I had stuff stacked on every square foot of this floor in this garage. So I've got some things, cabinets up, got some things in the cabinets. Still have 4 cabinets to go. Still have some more things to go in the basement, like the saw, as well as the radial saw over there for the wood shop. And this bar is from the pole barn. It didn't fit, the top was too wide to fit down into the doorway of the basement. So it's out here for now. I may take the top off and try and get it into the basement, but for now I'm using it as shelving to keep some more stuff off the floor. You see some Mercedes parts over here. I started to part out the 380 SEL, and the workbench that came with the garage here is being put to good use. Mustang, of course, has a permanent spot here in the garage, and there are 4 outlets in this garage. 1 on that wall, 2 over here, and 1 on the wall behind me here. So I made use of these outlets for the garage door openers and got these retractable extension cords. This one actually has a light on it built into it, as well as a plug on the light. And that one over there is just an extension cord. And those are 50 feet long. And those will come in very useful because the only other option would be to tear out drywall to put in new outlets. And I'm not really looking forward to doing that, so I'm gonna try and just make these work. Now, on to my new vehicle purchase. Well, half of a vehicle purchase. This is a 1987 Toyota pickup, 4x4, and it was the turbo model. And my buddy Mark, who I wheel with down in Wellsville, his grandpa had this truck, and it was sitting in his yard undriven for well over a decade. It started off, the fuel lines rotted out, and then the frame. And when he actually went to pick it up and pull it up onto his trailer, it broke in half. So he asked me if I wanted to buy this truck for scrap price. And I said, yep. I didn't even need to see any pictures of it. Anytime you can buy a 1980s second-gen Toyota pickup for 50 bucks, the answer is always yes. So let's see what I have here and see if I got a good deal or not. Now, he said it had a full interior, which it mostly does. He took out the wiring harness for his swap. He's actually putting the turbo engine into his Samurai. It's already on Yoda axles. So he took out the harness and the gauge cluster. Everything else looks to be pretty intact. Unfortunately, the dash is cracked, which is too bad because the dashboards are worth big money uncracked. Vents are good. Well, one of those is busted up. But the rest of the vents are good, and that's something that breaks a lot in these trucks. Headliners, good. Visors, good. We've got all the A-pillar trim. The rest of the truck's pretty clean except for the seats. It even has the original Toyota floor mats. A little dirty, but definitely hard to come by nowadays. It's got the original AM radio in there. Was a 5-speed truck. And this truck only had, I think it was 68,000 miles before the lines rotted away and it just got parked in the yard. So the interior is in relatively great shape. A little dirty, and I definitely smell some mice in there. So once I get it all cleaned up, I think I'll have some good parts. My goal buying this truck was obviously to sell it for parts. I thought maybe it might have a center console, which I wanted for my truck, but obviously it does not. It's got the bench seat. I didn't know if this was an SR5 or not. And I was hoping for maybe a tack in the gauge cluster, but it came without that. So I really didn't get any of the parts that I hoped for my truck, but that's all right because there are plenty of parts on this truck that I can sell, and I'm thinking this might be like $1,000 worth of parts. Now I'm in 50 bucks. I gave him $100 to bring out to my house because I didn't have access to a trailer. And my goal is to see what I can make from this. The hood has a typical rust here in the underside holes, so that's not that great. Doors, no huge rust holes, but the very bottom edge does have some rust, so not really good for anybody who was looking to restore one. But those door panels, they're in great shape, and they're blue, which is kind of hard to come by. Anything cool back here? Oh no, just some dash duct work. What is this? Oh, that's a home remedy to make your seatbelt stay in one place, I guess. Never seen that one before. The floors in this cab are actually more solid than a lot of the ones around here. Yeah, really solid. However, the fenders, different story. It's too bad. Let's go check out the other side. Ooh yeah, lots of rust up in there. But again, any cab I've ever had a hole right there. You can see it's just starting along that seam there. Oh, I take that back. Look at these rocker panels. They were so weak that they have just collapsed. The rust has weakened the metal so much. Here we go. Yep, that looks about right for an Ohio Toyota. This is why we can't have nice things. Thanks, road salt. So I guess until I get enough room in this garage to buy entire vehicles, I'll just have to stick to buying half of vehicles. So what do you think? 50 bucks plus 100 bucks shipping? Did I get a good deal? Bad deal? We'll find out. I'm gonna keep a tally of what these parts are worth, and once they're all sold, I'll come back with a total and see how much you can make from parting out a second-gen Toyota pickup. Thanks for watching. This truck even came with a community of stink bugs. Gross.